wanted to thank everyone for taking time out of their busy retired schedule to come to this presentation. Concluding the presentation, we're going to be having a little raffle. I'm going to be raffling off 2 free tickets, round trip tickets, within a 35-mile radius in between the hours of 8:30 and 5 for you to use. It's going to be free wherever you want to go. Before we get started, I wanted to take care of a little bit of business here. I thought this would be the perfect time to recognize someone since they're sitting here. Tabor, you want to step up for a second? So Tabor has been awarded July's Employee of the Month. I don't know how that happened, but it did. No, you guys all know her. She's absolutely amazing. So in grateful recognition of your continuing service and support, we hereby present Tabor Carpi with the Certificate of Appreciation for July's Employee of the Month on 31st day of July 2025, and it's signed by Angie. And she also has 400 rewards, extraordinary rewards points that we're going to split up later. But congratulations, Tabor works really, really hard. Tabor and I have been working together for several years. And she started off at the front desk with me as my security supervisor, and then she moved upstairs as a transportation supervisor, right? And she does an amazing job every day. So I really appreciate her. Okay, we're going to get into this presentation. This is going to be on administrative services. So, a little bit about me. My name is Jeff Dickerson, for some of you that haven't met me yet formally. I know many faces out here in the audience, but this is just a little about me. My title is the Administrative Services Director, and it's kind of confusing with that title, like what exactly do I do here? I just told everybody everything, pretty much, right? I've been here 9.5 years. I started off at the assisted living and memory care back in 2017, 16 time frame. Where I was the dining director over there before moving over here. I did 4.5 years at the assisted living and memory care, and before moving over here, I had as the administrative services director. Here's some of the things that I like, okay? So in the top left-hand corner, that's my little granddaughter, and man, you know that old saying is like, you always treat your grandkids like you should have treat your own kids, right? So she is a blessing. She's so funny, I laugh at everything that she does. Her mom doesn't think it's funny though, but you know, when with your own kids it's not funny, but when you're your grandkids, everything you do is funny. I have an affinity for cars. Some of you might have saw me drive on campus. My car is pretty loud, and some residents don't like that. But in the bottom, the middle left-hand corner, that's my BMW M4, and that's my Corvette at the top. The bottom left-hand corner, I love the Chargers. How many football fans we have in here? San Diego Los Angeles Chargers for life, okay? I'm a diehard Chargers fan. I was stationed in San Diego for like 13 years, so I fell in love with the Chargers back then. The middle photo, that's me when I made Chief Petty Officer in the Navy. I did 22 years in the Navy, and that's my family upon receiving that prestigious award. Top right-hand corner is, I also volunteer as a guardian ad litem for Hillsborough County. For those that don't know what a guardian ad litem is, it's like children who have been abused or neglected and taken out of the primary home and put into a foster home or put in a home with a family member. I pay monthly visits to them, make sure they're okay. I show up in court appearances, interview their doctors, teachers, and stuff like that, go to their schools to make sure they're okay. I'm pretty much a voice for that child who is in the court system until they're reassigned back to the parents again, or put into a permanent situation. So, and it's definitely a blessing to be able to do that. I really enjoy that. There's a lot of kids out there who need a lot of help. Hillsborough County is like seriously undermanned. with guardian items to help these children in need. So, really enjoy that. Okay, who's those two beautiful ladies? That is Tabor on the left-hand side, who just received the award. She's transportation supervisor, and Jennifer Fitzpatrick, she's the security supervisor. I'm gonna let Tabor get up here and say a few words about this because I didn't know what to make of these photos, so she can better explain to you.
Okay, so me in a nutshell pretty much. As Jeff mentioned, I've been here for, actually next month will be 10 years for me here, so been here a long time. Some of my photos that I put on the bottom, that is my dog Obi. He is my pride and joy. He is 6 now. He's a miniature Australian Shepherd. And if anyone knows my mom, she'll say it's her dog, but she's lying. It's my dog. My mom is Lavinia in the maintenance department, but I think most people do know that at this point. In the top corner, that is a photo that I actually took from the Georgia Aquarium when I went. I love whale sharks. I absolutely love them, so that's something that I really enjoy. Actually, all these photos are photos that I have taken over the years. That's another hobby that I really do, is photography. I also love red and blue macaws. If I had the space, I would probably have several of them, but I don't, so I just enjoy looking at them.
Thank you. All right, so Tabor, she's transportation supervisor. These are some of her responsibilities as a transportation supervisor. She schedules and manages medical and non-medical transportation appointments for life care service residents, as well as scheduling dinner bus, the shopping bus, and the church bus. Distributes to drivers, concierge, caregivers, offices each day. So when she does the transportation schedule, she makes sure that the front desk gets a copy of it. You might have seen you have a ride scheduled. You can stop by the front desk and see what time your ride is and also who the driver is. And whenever we have the concierge up and running, the concierge is also aware of your transportation ride that day as well. Schedules routine preventative maintenance for vehicles. We have a fleet of like 14 vehicles, and when I tell you, it is quite troublesome keeping all of those vehicles on the road every day, right? Whether this intense heat that we feel, we go out there and start up the vehicle, right? We have a bus trip scheduled, we go out there and start up the vehicle, the battery's dead, right? We gotta jump through hoops to try to get that fixed. Tons of mechanical issues. Those vehicles stay on the road a lot, right? We try to accommodate every request we get through transportation. So those vehicles the mileage on those vehicles add up really fast because we have them on the road pretty much 7 days a week. The vehicle's on the road, right, for some type of venue. We do have a third-party company called Holman that's assigned us our vehicle maintenance. Like every 3 months, they'll send us a notification. It's time to go in there for basic maintenance, oil change, tire rotation, the fluids need to be flushed and stuff like that. So that's how we keep track of the maintenance on our vehicles. Keeps vehicles in repair and observes safety regulations and requirements. Ensures drivers are in compliance with DOT requirements and regulations. So DOT is the Department of Transportation. We have to be in compliance with the Department of Transportation because we do have buses, right? We have 2 buses that require a CDL, commercial driver's license, to drive, right? Any bus that is 15 passengers or more requires a CDL to drive that bus. So I do have a team of CDL drivers on staff that drive you guys to the church bus on Sunday. We use it for the church bus on Sunday. The dinner bus, we try to use the 18 passenger for the dinner bus because we do get quite a few folks that come down from Gulfview Terrace. Some outings that the numbers are pretty high for for activities department. We use the CDL buses for that. So we have to follow DOT regulations. The drivers have to be in compliance and keep their information updated, saying that they're compliant with the standards that are required by the Department of Transportation. The normal drivers that drive you normally to your medical appointments like that, it's a little bit more relaxed, but we do have a third-party company called J.J. Keller that we deal with to make sure we submit motor vehicle reports and stuff like that once a year to them. to show that we're in compliance and the driver's license have been updated and they're still good. Supervisors, transportation coordinator, and drivers, 13 employees. We do have a new transportation coordinator. Her name is Centel. Some of you might have seen her, those of you that come in the office and schedule your transportation, or you might have received a phone call from her. So far, she's worked out really wonderfully. I wish I could have brought her up here today, but someone has to man the office since Tabor's up here. But she is an Army veteran, has a pretty extensive resume, right? So I was so happy, you know, Ashley left us, and I was worried about where we're gonna find the right person to bring in, and I think we did. She has an amazing temperament. She doesn't get razzled very quickly, right? Which that transportation office is very busy. The phones are constantly ringing off the hook. There's people coming in to schedule their rides. We get them through email. So the office is very busy. Doctor's offices are calling us, residents saying they're ready to be picked up. But she maintains her composure, and she's been doing a wonderful job since she's been in the office. Okay, Jennifer is going to step up and explain her photos.
Hi, my name's Jennifer, who you guys don't know me. I'm the front desk. I've been there for a little over a year. A little bit about my photos. That is my family. Up top, I have 4 boys, and you guys all know probably Blake that works in dining. I get lots of compliments of them every day. And those are my grandkids. I have 3 little girl grandkids, and those are my boys. One of my boys is missing out of there, though.
You're not old enough to have
And one thing I like to do is I like to do crafts. So those 2 things down there are what I made. I like to do crafts when I don't have free time. However, that's very little. But those are my life.
concierge?
Huh?
You do concierge?
I do everything. I drive the tram, concierge, I give breaks, whatever you need, I'll do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. And like she said, she's been here for a little bit over a year, 1 year, 3 months to be exact. I looked it up so I can be precise on that. So here are some of Jennifer's responsibilities. As a security supervisor, responsible for security staff, concierge, reception, and or other front desk staff. She has like 7 employees. Now you do see concierge up there. We started a concierge a couple months ago. I had an extra body. Some of you guys know Gio, used to be in dining. She wanted to do something different, right? So we brought her on our team to do the concierge. And she just recently went back to Tallahassee. She goes to FSU. So she only came home for the summertime. She went back last weekend. She did a wonderful job. So she did a little bit of concierge, drove the tram for us. And then we know she was going to leave soon. So Andrea, you guys all know Andrea. She's amazing. She was doing the concierge, but we came a little bit short in our department. We had 2 unexpected departures in the department. And we're kind of scrambling now to cover positions at the front desk in the tram. And the concierge for right now kind of took a back burner to that until we can get fully staffed. But we will be resuming the concierge once we get fully staffed at the front desk. She's also responsible for ensuring authorization to admit all incoming traffic according to established policies and procedures. So most departments have standards of procedure, right? One of ours is to make sure resident safety here is adhered to. One of those ways that we do that is that we have AccuShield at the front desk. Visitors, guests, family members are required, and also third-party caregivers are they're required to check into AccuShield, right? For third-party vendors that provide care to residents, it's a way of showing that that third-party company, healthcare company, has been credentialized, and they are credentialized to come in and perform certain things for the residents, right? Also, it keeps track of the family members and stuff like that. We've had incidents where, you know, quite frankly, a resident didn't want a family member to come here and see them, right? Or had numerous types of incidents. So when you log into AccuShield, it actually takes a picture of you, it logs in the time that you checked in, it tells us who you went to see and at what exact time. So, we've had a couple incidents, like I just mentioned, where we had to call law enforcement. So law enforcement, we were able to give them a picture of that person, the time, it's a history that goes back months and months and months. It shows every time that they visit that resident and they logged in. So it's been a great system for us. It also prints out a badge that they put on the badge. So when you all are walking around your community, you can see that they checked into the front desk first, right? Sometimes we miss it. Most of the time we get it right, or we give people a visitor sticker. So it lets you all know that that person is authorized, they've checked in properly at the front desk, and they're good to go to be here. Keeps the Director of Administrative Services abreast of all security matters, monitors and maintains scheduled security checks and logs. So we have 3 shifts at the front desk. We have a 7 to 3, which is usually the lovely Cynthia and Jennifer are at the front desk from 7 to 3. 3 to 11, we have another security officer and an EMT at the front desk. And also we have an overnight shift, which most of you are in bed by then and probably don't see them that often. But we have a shift that comes in that works from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning, along with the EMT. So the front desk is manned 24 hours a day, right? We have EMTs here 24 hours a day. We also have the security here 24 hours a day. The 3 to 11, kind of later at night, and also the overnight shift, they do rounds throughout the building, right? They look for unusual things. We might have flooding in the trash room, or a pipe might have busted somewhere, or something unusual might happen. So they kind of split the building up. The EMT does one side of the building, security officer does the other side of the building when the EMT comes back to the front desk. We usually try to have one person at the front desk at all times. But they just look for unusual activity. They report that if they need to call a director like city because of a maintenance issue, or myself because something unsavory is happening around here, but they do address that issue or leave notes for us for the next day. And I think it gives the residents a peace of mind knowing that the building is safe. Response to emergency response systems, following standard operating procedure. Like I said, we got SOPs for everything. Fire and smoke alarms, we know we've had some problems in the past with those. And we constantly have training to resolve some of those issues that we've had. We have a fire alarm panel at the front desk that notifies us if there's smoke or fire in the building and the location that the smoke or the fire is in. And we respond to it, try to respond to it in a timely manner. During normal working hours, maintenance is here, so they pretty much take the helm on that during normal working hours because they are fully staffed here. After hours, the security officer is really responsible for monitoring that fire panel at the front desk and calling the appropriate people. We do have a third-party company called Emergency 24 that is notified when a fire alarm goes off here or a smoke alarm. They call and they said, hey, is everything okay? If it is, it's just a false alarm, we let them know that and we give them a code depending on what building it's happening at, and that code, they reset the system for us. If we need them to come out, they immediately dispatch fire rescue here to our community, and then we resolve the issue accordingly. Are responsible for the immediate notification of all emergencies to appropriate personnel, including but not limited to the executive director and the department heads. We're usually on call all the time, so if an emergency arises, that director for that department, and of course Angie, we notify Angie to let her know of all emergencies. Administrative Services Statement. Transportation provides safe and clean transportation for Freedom Plaza, GBT, Plaza West, the Inn, Freedom Plaza Assisted Living and Memory Care. How many people here knew that we provide transportation for all those different communities? No? Yeah. Sometimes we get beat up in transportation, right? It's like, why are you late for my ride? Why can't you do this? Why can't you take me here? I want to be taken here now. And this is the reason why sometimes, right? We only have so many drivers in transportation due to labor restrictions, right? But we try to accommodate as best as possible. But we do provide transportation for all these other communities as well. So we get pretty busy each day. We try to have 6 drivers on the schedule each day, sometimes 5, depending on if we have a bus trip. because that sixth person usually drives the bus if we have a activities outing or the shopping bus or something that day. Shopping buses on Mondays and Thursdays. How many of you use shopping bus? Okay, wonderful. We've noticed an uptick in the shopping bus. The numbers are starting to go up, but that's great. That means you guys want some groceries and stuff like that, right? And more residents are using Instacart too, because we have tons of deliveries each day for groceries as well. The dinner bus is on Monday and Saturday. If we have any GBT residents down here, we do provide a dinner bus, runs Monday through Saturday. Driver usually gets here at 3:30, makes our first round around 3:45, picks up the residents, bring them back down here for dinner, just runs them back and forth until 8 p.m. at night. We have the church bus on Sunday. So the resident information room at the front desk, as soon as you walk there and you see the front desk, directly across from that on your right-hand side, we have the resident information room. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Information for residents. Also is the church bus sign up that's in there as well. We go to, I don't know off the top of my head, but we go to multiple churches on Sunday, do the drop-offs, and we pick the residents back up. The requirement is that we want you to sign up by Friday, close of business, so that way transportation is not open on the weekends, so that way we know on Friday how many people to expect. We also go to the inn and the assisted living and pick up residents from there too. For the church bus. We only have one, and we use an 18-passenger bus, so it's very important for us to know how many people we're taking so the driver can adjust. Where do we transport? Medical and dental appointments, financial appointments, and all our appointments are additional charge. So if you need to go to Susie Vaughn and get your hair done, and we are like really tied up in transportation, our obligation is for contractually obligated to do the medical or dental appointment first. If we need to put you on the waiting list because you need to go get your hair done, we can find alternate means of transportation for you to get there, but we might have to turn you down because we are obligated to do the medical appointments. Now, like I said, we only got 6 drivers on the schedule each day because we only have 6 vehicles available to drive the transportation. We usually try to schedule pickups are on the half an hour. Say, for instance, we'll pick you up on 9:30. We don't pick up at 9:15, 9:20. We pick up at 9:30 and we'll pick up at 10 in every half an hour because we try to schedule 5 rides in every 30 minutes. That's all we can handle because we have to come back and pick you up as well. So on a really busy day, we might have 35 drop-offs. So that means we got 70 trips because we got to come back and pick you up. And I will say this, sometimes we have very busy days, sometimes we have kind of slow days. So when you call and you need to be picked up, we have a lot of out-of-town appointments. We usually try to keep it, if you have an appointment in Bradenton, we usually try to keep your driver down there, or Wesley Chapel. We usually try to keep your driver in that area, so when you call to be picked up, you don't have to wait a very long time. But the more out-of-town appointments that we have, the less availability that driver is to come pick you up in a timely manner. So you have to practice patience sometimes. All the drivers do have GPS on their phones. We are able to tell where they are, and we can give you a guesstimation of how long it might take them to get there, right? There are several different things that might prevent that. Weather, of course. We all know traffic gets worse and worse in this area all the time. What did I say, weather? Yeah, could be accidents, could happen. So there's a lot of things to prevent us from getting there in a timely manner. So just be patient with us. We love you all, and we really do try because I don't like to wait myself. So I totally understand, I totally get it. So we try to pick you up in the most timely manner possible.
Do you go to Camp General?
We do, yeah. If you look at a map, 35-mile radius is a little far. It's a big circumference, right? I just took a resident to Wesley Chapel, which is like a 40-minute trip, and that's only 32 miles, right? So it could have went a little bit further, but we go way outside of Sun City Center to provide transportation. All right, security. To keep residents safe and their assets always monitored. comprised of a front desk, the tram, and the security drivers. So the tram driver is actually a security officer, right? I thought that would be a good move when I first started the job here, because while they're taking you to the parking lot or taking the memory care wherever you're going on campus, they got their head on a little swivel looking out for stuff. They call it back to the front desk. They see some unusual activity, you know, a big old truck parked on the boulevard impeding traffic, or someone unsavory over there, golf cart parking over there by our maintenance shed or something that look like they shouldn't be here, or, you know, golfers doing things, driving their golf cart crazy along the boulevard. Whatever we see unusual, the tram driver will report back to the front desk, and then we'll go take a harder look at it. We have one security supervisor, which is Jennifer, and we have 10 security officers. Like I said, we're running a little bit short, but we're still trying to maintain the same services. Some of the services offered, we have guest room reservations. So if your family member or a friend or something wants to stay here, we have 3 guest rooms, right? Limited availability. The further you call in advance, not like a year, but maybe like 3 months in advance, you want to schedule your family member to come here and stay. We have different size rooms as well. But like I said, we only have 3. And around the holidays, we do get booked up pretty fast. So you might want to make your reservation in advance. A lot of times we only accept checks for payment, or the family member or guest can charge it to the resident's account with your approval. They have to have your approval. A lot of times the resident will call down to the front desk and they'll make the reservation themselves for that person. And also we have rollaway beds. If there are additional people, we do have rollaway beds that are provided by housekeeping at an additional charge as well.
Jeff,
Yes.
how are we controlling those contractors and others who access through other doors than the front door?
So Stan asked how we keep in control of contractors and vendors who are coming in through other doors other than the front door. We're going to get to this later in the presentation, but we did install new call boxes, video call boxes at doors 2 and door 5. It used to be a code, right? But we got rid of that, and you have to push a button. When I go to door 5 or door 2, I got to push a button. We have 2 screens at the front desk, and the person out there waiting pops up so we can visually see them. We can talk to them. It's like, hey, what are you here for? I'm Amazon. I'm here to deliver a package. It's the same at GBT. We got cameras at all the buildings at GBT. We can see who's at that front door. We talk to them. They tell us they state their business here, and we buzz them in. Same thing with door 2 and door 5. We buzz them in. Now, all the other doors, they can't get in without a key card. Same as door 2 and door 5, except those are the entry doors, because we got parking by door 2 and door 5 for vendors, and they come in through those doors. But we do have cameras in all the hallways too, so we can see who's entering and exiting the building. Another thing they do is they answer phones and getting to phones. So we started the audio attendant probably about 6 or 7 months ago. A lot of residents got frustrated with that because when you call the front desk, the audio attendant picks up. We got inundated at the front desk with too many phone calls, right? So I started the auto attendant. So the answering service picks up and it directs you, do you want marketing, press 1, Plaza West, press 2, Freedom Plaza Assisted Living, press 3. If you don't want to listen to those prompts, just hit 0 and it'll take you straight to the front desk. Or we put those emergency number magnets on the back of each resident's door. It has all the in-house numbers for all the departments, right? If you just want to call the front desk, you dial 642-1272 or 1222, and you get the front desk directly, and you don't have to go to an auto attendant or anything. Also, the rest of the departments. So you should have received a magnet. It should be on the back of your door with all those numbers on there. Receive packages in mail. Has an upgrade to our services. What we used to do is, if you received a package from USPS, we usually kept those at the front desk. We called you, let you know you got a package at the front desk, and we logged it in, and then you were coming down to the front desk with your package. We kind of still do that, but if you don't pick up your package by the end of the day, we actually deliver that to your door. The overnight shift delivers the packages to the resident's door, right, as a courtesy. Apartment lockouts, if you lock yourself out, which we get these frequently, we'll come and open your door for you. We do suggest that residents who lock themselves out of their apartment on a constant basis, there are some people who do it daily, is to have a spare card at the front desk. We can keep a spare card at the front desk on file for you, so you can just check out that card and just bring it back to us once you've let yourself in. Monitor alarm systems and the assurance and the fire panel. I just spoke about the fire panel. So we have this system called assurance. How many people have a pendant on them right now? Okay. So when you press that, you have a pull cords in your apartment in different areas, and then you have the assurance. They're ran off the same system, monitored by the same system. So if you press your pendant, we get notified of your location, where you're at. We go check it out and see if you're okay. That's why we have the EMTs here on staff. So the front desk monitors that system. We'll call the EMT. Well, we'll call you first. If you're in your apartment and the pull cord and insurance goes off, we'll call you to see if everything's okay, or if it was an accident or whatever. If you require assistance, we dispatch the EMT to your apartment, and they'll determine whether we need to call fire rescue. We'll print out a profile sheet at the front desk on you, so by the time fire rescue gets here, we have a profile sheet if you need to go out, right? Yeah, Bob. The range? I'm not exactly sure, but I know people have been out in the garden or on campus, and they hit those, and we went to look for them and found them. So I think the range is pretty good. Now, I think Sun City Center, right? I don't know. I need to check the range on those. I think if you leave campus, I think that's too far. But anywhere on campus, we get alerted. All right, here are some of the accomplishments that we've done in both departments over the last couple of years. Transportation, we've modernized the office, adopted EverTransit, which is a more friendly user system, dispatching system. When I first got here, they were using Microsoft Outlook, and I was like, this is kind of prehistoric, right? We need to get up to date with what everybody else is doing. So EverTransit is a system, and we had, believe it or not, we had flip phones in the office when I first started, right? And I was like, this is a little bit prehistoric. So we upgraded the iPhones, the smartphones. We started using EverTransit, and it's an amazing dispatching system, and it's just like Uber or Lyft. The driver's out in town, and a resident needs to be picked up. We go on the system, push the ride to them. They get a notification on their cell phone. They swipe on it to say they're en route. That they got it. They swipe on it to say they're en route. They swipe to say they're coming back to the campus, and they swipe again once their ride is complete, and then they swipe again, and they leave a review for you, right? So it's a great system. Also, we can track them GPS with their cell phones through EverTransit as well, so we know where they are at all times. So they can say, hey, I'm here to pick up Mrs. Robinson, and no, you're at Burger King. You know what I'm saying? We can really keep track of them where they are, so it can make it more time efficient getting around to pick up the resident and take them to their appointments. Okay. We have the ability to interface with Touchdown for resident appointments. I know we used to use rep.org, and then we went to Touchdown. So we do have an account on Touchdown. So there's 3 ways to make your appointment in transportation, right? You can go on Touchdown and make your appointment, or you can come into the office, which we do enjoy seeing your lovely faces, or you can call on the phone and schedule your transportation appointment. So there's 3 different ways to do it, right? We try to make it as convenient as possible for everyone. But if you just want to stop by and say hi sometime, I'm sure Octavia and them would really appreciate it. We've also upgraded vehicles. Since I've been here over the last few years, we've upgraded our vehicles. We had those nasty Ford Transit Connects, right? They were noisy, they were a rough ride. You know, I wanted to get rid of them. We got one left, and that's the tram that just broke down yesterday. So I'm probably going to get rid of that one too, okay? So we have 2 Ford Edges, 2 Chevy Equinoxes, and 2 brand new Chrysler Pacifica vans that we use for transportation right now. We also upgraded the services for Innovative Home Services. If you all don't know, you can contract them to take you somewhere as well, right? It's an additional paid service, but we gave them one of our wheelchair vehicles so they can transport residents to their medical appointment if they want a little bit more attention, right? The IHS driver will take you to your appointment. They'll go in there with you. They'll stay with you if you need additional services, and they'll bring you back. They'll take you shopping. They'll take you grocery shopping. They actually go with you and help you with the groceries and stuff and bring you back here. So we did give them a vehicle to use for that purpose. Monthly transportation calendar detailing all events, right? I thought it would be great. For those of you that have been in transportation, we put a TV screen up there, a monitor up there. So Tabor has the monthly calendar, so when the drivers walk in, or when I walk in and they just want to look up there, we have all the events for the entire month. All the bus trips, all the events that we do for transportation, the shopping bus, the church bus, who's assigned to do those things. And it's an excellent way for everybody to stay in tune with what's going on in the department. All right, some accomplishments for security in the front desk. We added the concierge position that's been temporarily suspended, but like I said, we're going to start it back. Upgraded cameras for a better resolution. I got really techie guy named Charlie. He's our camera guy. He's upgraded cameras, installed cameras for us. They're much better resolution. A lot of times when we were called to look at the camera footage, it was like so blurry we couldn't really recognize anything on there, but we have upgraded almost all the cameras that we have here on campus, and it's been wonderful when we need to call upon that. Install new call boxes that I was just talking about, the answer stands question at doors 2 and door 5. We got higher resolution upgraded cameras and call boxes at that door. Added a resident information room. I did that when I first got here, right? If you want to go in there, there's a plethora of information for you to use at your disposal. Front desk overnight delivers residents and directors packages. Registration database of residents and employees golf carts. So we've been serializing all the residents' golf carts, right? Your cars here are assigned parking, and we also have a parking manifest, a roster that we use to determine what vehicle belongs to what resident, because we have your license plate number, make and model of your vehicle. We never had that for golf carts. So we start serializing, I think we did over the last month or so, we start serializing people's golf carts, because sometimes we have golf cart parked where they're not supposed to be, or if they're not in golf cart parking, you park in someone else's spot. We can look at your serial number on your golf cart now and call you up and it's like, hey, you need to move your golf cart, or you parked in someone else's spot, or we just know who that golf cart belongs to now. Auto attendant answering service that I just talked about, reconfiguring assigned designated parking areas, delivery services, resident 15-minute loading and unloading, and additional handicap spots. We did add additional handicap spots for more accessibility for visitors, guests, and residents to temporarily park in if you want to be closer to the building if you're just coming in and leaving. But the requirement is we don't want you to park there all day or overnight, because we want those handicap spots left for other people as well that might really need to use them as well. We added that 15-minute loading and unloading spot, that first spot by the resident 1 hour parking. We reassigned some things. We got so many Instacart delivery drivers, Walmart, that we created 2 spots a while ago over there in the marketing parking lot for 2 spots for the delivery services to park, because there's no parking in the front entrance, and that is hard to maintain. For you all to sit out there, this is no joke, the busiest campus that I've ever been to. I've been to all our campuses. No other campus is as busy as this with visitors, guests, delivery people, service trucks. And that's why we created 2 spots on each side of the building for delivery services to park at, because we are a very busy campus. Here's some contact information, administrative services. This is my phone number. You can always call me to say hello, or to complain about something, or to tell us what a wonderful job we're doing. It would be greatly appreciated. Security supervisor, that's Jennifer's number. Front desk, that's the outside number that most people use, the 633-1992, and the in-house number is the 642-1222. So you'll either get Jennifer or Cynthia at the front desk. And the emergency number, we do have an emergency cell phone. And like I said, on those magnets that we passed out, all of these numbers are on there. But we started this like a couple years ago when we had the hurricane and we lost power and stuff. The phones go down. We had really no way to communicate, so we got a cell phone for the front desk. So if you need to call down to the front desk, if we have an emergency, if there's power outage or something like that, You can call the front desk on the emergency cell phone, and we'll let you know when it's inappropriate to use that, because we'll send a rave message out saying if you want to contact the front desk, call the emergency cell phone.
The number's weird.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't catch that. Thank you. So, it's on the magnet though. The emergency number is on the magnet. I think if you take that 3 out of there,
Yeah.
that's the correct number.
I don't have a magnet. Where do I go to get one?
I will get you one there. I will make sure one gets to you.
I think they're in the information room as well.
Okay.
There's a stack of my.
If you don't have one, call me. I'll get one to
The big
you.
white one.
Yes, the big white one.
Yeah, it's a big white one. It was put in everybody's mailbox, I think.
Okay.
I have it.
I'll find out how it was distributed, but if you don't have one, let me know and I'll get one to you. Questions, anyone?
Well,
The lovely Carol O'Brien.
Jim, I don't have a question. I just want to say how positive the concierge service is. They are helpful when people arrive. They help you out of the car if you need help. They help with groceries. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful addition to transportation.
For all that don't know Carol, she's the chairperson on my administrative services committee, and I actually paid her to say that. So, thank you, Carol. No, I'm just joking. Yes, I agree. You know, when I thought of that idea, I was like, maybe this is a little too much and won't get properly utilized. But so many residents have came up to me and gave me positive feedback about that. You know, I thought they were going to kill me because I had to repurpose Andrea for the front desk shifts rather than the concierge. But they absolutely love her out there. I haven't met too many people with better customer service than Andrea. And she really makes the residents feel important. She's very helpful. I sit up and observe from afar sometimes. A vehicle will pull up and she instantly out there by the time, before you can get out of your vehicle, she's there to help you with your groceries, to help you out of the vehicle. She talks to the ladies who sit up out front. You know, she conversates with people. So she has been wonderful in that position.
My question is regarding the parking areas at 2 and 5 and how much you can see on your camera from the door. Because we look out on the parking area number 2 and there's continuous trucks that park right at the end of the sidewalk coming out the door. And they're there for 10, 15 minutes unloading. Do you keep any eye on those from the front desk?
Yes, ma'am, we do. We have 2 cameras at door 2, trained at door 2, and we have the parking at door 2, and we have 2 cameras trained at the parking at door 5 that we can see at all times. It is a very difficult situation to manage because we have so many, the front desk is inundated with other things that it's hard to manage. Like if a truck pulls up, like a Home Depot delivery. You know, we have CDS, right? They do the apartment renovations here. They're here permanently. They always have Home Depot deliveries show up. It's always a different driver normally, right? They'll pull up and they have like all these supplies to just drop off and get out of here. So they'll pull up in front of door 5 or door 2. By the time we can get over there and say, hey, you can't park there, they're already starting to unload. So it doesn't make sense to say, hey, you need to move further down to that parking spot. They're just unloading and getting out of here. But we do impress upon them that they're in the fire lane. We try really hard to keep our fire lanes clear. So when we have a medical emergency here, the fire truck can just get in here, or the ambulance can get in and out of here. But we do see everything. Any more questions? Londa?
Jeff, previously we used to see the security people in the morning very early drive around each garage area over at GDT. We don't see that anymore. Is that still being done around each garage area in and out all of the buildings?
Is there any specific day or just in general?
No, they were doing it every morning in the past, but I
Right.
haven't seen it recently, so I wondered if you were doing it at a different time or what was happening there.
No, ma'am. The expectation is still the same, but things change. Every day is different with that tram. We could be inundated with tons of calls. You know, it's hotter now, it's summertime. And just walking from here to the parking lot, you're like dripping wet with sweat. You know, So the tram is being used more in the mornings now, right? So the responsibility is to get the residents from point A to point B. We have employees that use the tram. The tram services assisted living, memory cares. Like we have one gentleman in assisted living over at Homewood that goes and visits his wife over at Plaza West, and vice versa. So the tram is pulled in many different positions. Sometimes they're not able to do that, but I have my golf cart. You see me driving around a little security golf cart. Sometimes I make rounds myself and around campus. First thing I do most of the time I come in, I make a round around campus. I'll hit up GVT, the nature trail that goes around the entire campus. I'll take a drive around there, see if that's okay, and I hit up the pro shop and places like that. So we are looking. We do see. Yes, ma'am.
So I'm new, so if I have my car and I want to go shopping and it's hot out, if I call transportation to take me to my car, then I get in my car and I go shopping and I come back and I have packages in my car, now it's hot out, do I call transportation to take me back here with my packages? Otherwise, I have to lug my packages from my car to get back here in the heat.
Good question. So, it's not transportation, it's the front desk.
Yeah.
Okay.
The front desk has the tram. Right up front in our resident 1 hour parking, we have a 15-minute resident loading and unloading.
That's too far with packages.
No ma'am, it's right up front.
Right up front.
It's the first parking spot by the front door. So when you walk out of the front door, you make a right, you'll see that first parking spot right there that says, it's a sign that says resident loading and unloading. You can park there, come
I
inside.
have to walk to my car
Yeah.
to get to that.
This is independent.
No ma'am, I'm telling you, you can park your car there. I'm telling you, you can park your car in that parking spot.
You are back to the parking spot.
You tell the front desk to come get you.
Yes ma'am. So if you park in that 15-minute spot, you come inside, get a luggage cart, put your groceries on there, bring it back inside, move your car to your parking spot, and you call the tram to come pick you up. The tram can bring you in front, and then you grab your stuff and go up to your apartment. That's as much as we can do. Yes, Barry.
I got a complaint.
Yes, sir.
Lyft it doesn't work well with me. They don't come and pick me up a lot of times. I have to depend on my own initiative to find somebody else. What do you say about that?
Okay, so there's many different instances. A lot of times if we're not able to take you to your medical appointment and that responsibility falls on us, we will get you an Uber or a Lyft, usually Lyft,
They don't work well.
to your
They
appointment,
don't work well.
right? But Lyft is not a perfect system. We don't know, we can't pick out the driver who's gonna come pick you up, we can't pick out the vehicle, anything. We're just trying to get you a ride from point A to point B. But we communicate that to you to let you know that your driver's here, and when your driver's picking you up, right? We call you and let you know your driver's, if you're at your appointment, we'll call you and let you know that your driver is en route to pick you up. You have to look out. We'll tell you what kind of vehicle and stuff like that they're driving. But it falls on personal responsibility too. If you're not in the area that you say you're in, if we reserve that Lyft for you and we give the address that you say you're at, and you're not at that address, and they come to pick you up, they're only wait for 5 minutes, and then they're gonna leave.
I want reliable transportation.
It is reliable, Barry. We've been using it for about a year now. Like I said, it's not flawless, right? It's not a flawless system, but we do the best we can. And if you have any issues with that, you can always call the office and resolve that, and we can send another one out to pick you up as well. Any more questions?
I live outside, very close to door number 4. Can I take my car and stop outside the sidewalk from door 4 and carry my groceries to my apartment and then go back to my car and drive it away? Can I temporarily stop in front of door 4?
Put me on the spot with that question, because some people in the audience are shaking their head no. But I mean, if you're only going to be a couple of minutes, so be it. You know, as long as you're not blocking a vital area for people to access in case of emergency. If it's only going to be for a couple of minutes, because a lot of people do it. If you did that and I pulled up on you and said, hey man, you can't park your car there because you're in the fire lane, and you say, well, I'm not moving my car. Okay, I just let you know. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not going to boot your car. I'm not going to get it towed. I'm going to let you go put your stuff away. I just wanted to make you aware of the situation, right? Unfortunately, I've been to some other communities, and your parking is right at your door, at your apartment. But we don't have that luxury here because of the way the property is situated. But I don't really care. You just park your car there for a couple minutes, run inside and take your groceries and drop them off and then move your vehicle. Any more questions? Yes, ma'am.
It's close to the Gulf area there. Rather than coming through around and coming to the front door, I see there's some doors on the side there. Can I come into one of those doors?
Yes, ma'am. You can come through any door. As long as you got a key card, you can access any of those doors to come in.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes. That was easy.
Yeah.
Any more questions?